Okay, and I'm going to get Mr. Harder a chance to rebut after I rebut, but I asked Mr. Hughes, he said we're running ahead of time. I just want to clarify one thing. City administrators serve at will. They all know it, they go into the business knowing it, they serve at will. If a city council does not agree with what they're doing, they can part ways. I guess that's the nicest way of saying it. Immediately. So there is no having to wait like you have to with maybe a Port Mayor situation or something like that where it's 2 years or whatever, 4 years till they're finally out of there. It's at will. So that is a little different situation. And I don't know if you want to respond to that, Mr. Harder. Okay, so we're on to sustainability. So most of you are here probably already know that I was one of the authors of the legislation that created La Crosse as an eco-municipality. After we got that approved here, it was taken onto the county. We also become an eco-county. This is great news for La Crosse, actually. We've been designated, even though I think we have a lot of improvement to make, we've been designated as the second greenest city for cities under 150,000 people in the nation. This is a great designation for us. So, and that was without this, quite frankly. That was with just other things that were going on in the area. So I'm very much in favor of moving into more sustainable practices. I then served the last 2 years on the Joint Oversight Committee on Sustainability, nicknamed JOCS, just because we have a sense of humor too. And it's been a very, very hardworking, very comprehensive process. We've met tirelessly, and the dedication of all the people involved was great. The public participated heavily. People were invited to meetings and attended and had input into the plan. The plan first came to the city, but did not, it wasn't received as easily as it then went on to the county, and the county voted on it almost the same month, but about a week later, they've already unanimously adopted it. It's not perfect, and we've said that from day one because we know we're not perfect, so we're not going to write a perfect plan. It's fluid, and I say that all the time because we don't know from 1 year to the next what's going to be coming down the pike. We don't know, we can't foresee what the new inventions are going to be. I'm old enough that I was pre-calculator. I did slide rule when I was studying engineering, and some people are nodding their heads, slide rule. And computers. And I remember when we got the first ones and when I went to keep punch cards, all those kinds of things. So really in a year, a lot can happen. So we understand that anything about sustainability is going to have to be fluid and dynamic. The plan is going to, and I want to address this because you're the Citizens for Responsible Government. I would have thought actually that you guys would have wrapped yourself right around this because this is about saving money. And that's what I think I hear from you all the time, is that you want to save money. That's what this plan is about. It is about conserving, it's about being efficient, it's about reducing fuel usage and being more shared in vision so that we can save the taxpayers money. Sustainability really is about savings. And yes, there's some things in the plan that some people have picked out, and again, some of them are more directed from when Mr. Bush was still in office. He said something about light bulbs and banning them. So we put it in the plan only because that's what was going on at the time. We said research the possible ban on them only because we knew that President Bush at that time was proposing a ban. Now that doesn't mean we're going to do it. It just said research. There have been many amendments and notices put into this oversight to say that anything that's going to involve expenditure of funds from the city treasury is going to have to come back to the council and be approved. So there's nothing in here that says because we pass this plan, it's going to happen overnight. One of the complaints I hear is, in one of the wish lists was in 1 to 3 years, we would hire a sustainability coordinator. That's a wish list, and we understand that. But I've said this before, if we can pay someone maybe even just half-time, $30,000 or $40,000, and they can save us millions of dollars, I think you're going to want me to do that. And my job as mayor would be to bring you in and prove it to you, so that you would feel confident if we hired someone that would be the savings. You have to Remember that the school district has hired one and saved tons of money. The county has hired one and is starting to save money. And the hospitals have done this, and they're saving money. So if it saves money, I would hope that this would be actually meeting the things that I hear from you. And I do want to respond to your concerns about a lot of overspending in the government. So it is about savings. I just have to prove that to you, I know. Dave Juice for mayor. He's got his own question. You know, again, when we look at our own salaries and the increases that have come across our tables, like how much we paid for a car, you know, 10 years ago and how much we pay now, I think you can't really do an analysis without doing some comparisons on cost of living raises. And also, I know for a fact, like Lakeview alone has been something that Mr. O'Malley has saved for the people in our county. And I thank him every day for it because I do work with people who need the services of the county nursing home, especially for people with mental disabilities and mental illnesses. So I think there's a lot of facts that, and again, Mr. O'Malley would have to defend that. But again, I'm very transparent. So the savings and the cost would be right out there for you to look at, and then that's up for discussion if we go into changing how we do our government and have a city administrator.